Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is It's About the Pasta, a Vanderpump Rules podcast, season 11, reunion number 3, possibly the last episode ever? Fingers crossed.
At least for a minute. At least for a little while.
Super crossed.
My God. At this point, I'm like ready to see them in the holidays. Like, let's refresh something different if we are going to do another season.
I just need a break. I want a break because 90% of the time I hate most of them.
I know. That's the thing. I hate all of them.
Yeah. Okay. Like Summer House can never end because I usually love all of them, even when they're fucking insane. This show, I hate all of them, but 3, honestly.
And even the ones I like, I'm like, it's not like you're giving me anything where I'm like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with you. Like over on Summer House, I'm like, I'm obsessed with all of you.
I'm only obsessed with Katie because I think I want to date her.
Correct. I want to be friends with her.
I want to date her.
And
she had some big dick energy in this episode too, and I go, she's hot. She's just hot. Okay.
And I just feel like these fights aren't going to be over. That's why I don't want another season. I don't want more of this.
That's the problem, is we're a group divided, and it's not going to work anymore.
No, and not just like two sides. Like a lot of Real Housewives have like two sides, and then there's some people like who bring the group kind of together for group activities, but you can manage two sides. This has like shattered everywhere.
Yeah, it's not great. Okay, but before we get into like all the tea that wasn't really tea on this, I mean, this was the best reunion of the 3, but this could have been the only reunion.
This is stupid.
But before we get into it, check us out on the A&M Podcast Network. We have this podcast. We have Summer's Fun, a Summer House podcast, which also covers Winter House and Summer House Martha's Vineyard. And we have One Season Wonders. Please be sure to rate, review, subscribe. Meredith, we have a new review.
Do we?
It's long. It's 4 stars, and they give constructive criticism, which we know I don't take well. I know. I'm perfect.
Hey, 4 stars. We're in.
But 4 stars. So it's from Jihu42. And it's titled Near Perfect Light Listening. Which I love. I'll do light listening.
Oh, I was going to say, I'll take near perfect.
Nearly perfect. So, and also I know this is a he because he mentions it later. So, he says, I really enjoy this pod. The hosts are entertaining. Good. I especially appreciate Meredith's occasional insights into the behind the scenes of reality TV production world.
Shout out to my cousin.
That's her cousin.
I can't wait to tell him.
Okay, he says, I love the particular way they throw shade at Lauren from Utah by using I meant to look up this word, nomenclature. Yep, that word. When she's done something that's whack. Where I think Alicia and Meredith go slightly off track has to do with their praises for James. That's me. I'll take it. He's the same.
I love him too.
He's the same immature snot he's always been.
Correct. He just has a full-time job.
He's just not loaded all the time, so we don't see it except when he's arguing with Sandoval. And their criticism of Schwartz, which is also me, and I'll stand behind this. Anyway, he says, I tend to agree with a lot of what they say about him, but some of it comes off as simple misandry. They attribute far too much of his conduct to misogyny when I think some of it simply has to do with men and women reading conduct in different ways. That being said, this man looks forward to hearing these 2 women dish each week. Look, I'll take it. I'm harsh on Schwartz. It might be the way men and women see things differently. That might be it, honestly.
Yeah.
I personally think Schwartz hates women. Number 1 on his list is
Katie. And it's just fun to say at this point. It's a tagline.
It's a bit at this point. It'll be on his grave.
I will happily discuss these like difference in opinions. Because I think they're fun.
James, you're right. He is the same immature snot he's always been. For
that's
sure.
Why I love him.
I know I have a problem because even at his absolute worst, he was so funny. He was good TV, and I am just a woman who loves to watch mess, you know?
I saw it in this reunion, all 3 parts. He is just so funny off the cuff. Like he puts effort into it, but it's not like Sandoval where he like tries so hard. It's effortless with James a little bit. I love it.
He's the kind of dude that could do anything and it would just be funny.
Yeah, like, and I'm able to look past a lot of terrible things he does because I find him so funny. I don't want to date him. Never could deal with him myself. No. Oh, no. Happily will be his friend.
Yeah, in relation to him, I would want to be like a Katie, honestly, where like he's probably scared of me, but we're cool.
Yes.
I don't want him in my home. No. Most of the time. But if I'm going partying, yeah, he could totally be there. Like, that'd be great.
I want to be his LA, like, entertainment friend. I want to be at Coachella and allowed to be in the VIP area.
Yeah, like, I want to go to all of his shows. Yeah. I want to maybe occasionally go out for, like, a boozy brunch.
Yeah. Like, social friends.
Like, he wouldn't booze, but I would booze, and then we would get on the same level. Yeah, and I feel like that would be a lot of fun. But I would never want to have movie night with him.
He would talk through the whole thing, Alicia.
And I would kill him. Anyway, so you're right. I have a problem where he's just so funny.
But we love it anyway.
Like, Schwartz isn't funny, and that's why I hate him.
True.
If he was being misogynistic and funny, like, fine, I'll deal with it.
I could give him more passes.
But he hates women because he's not funny. How about that?
He hates women because he's not funny.
He's not funny. He can't make us laugh.
I'm going to say that to every man who's not funny. I'm like, you hate women. You're not funny.
If men actually liked us, they'd learn how to be funny. But they don't. So
wait, what's the reviewer's name again?
Jehu? Or Jehu?
Something like that. Yeah. I just want to know, are you funny? Or do you hate women?
Yeah, which one are you? Are you funny or do you hate women? Meredith, do people have crushes on you in high school or are you funny now? It's the equivalent, but for men. Are you funny or do you hate women? I'm going to use that on dating apps, like as openers.
I love it.
And there you go. I'm obviously funny. I'm going to go, I'll be the judge of that, I guess. So we'll see. That's the whole conversation. So I'm wondering how well this will work. Anyway, that's aside.
That's a pre-show topic.
Anyway, thank you so much for your review. 'Twas very funny. You might be funny. You might not hate women.
I think on a scale of from what we know now, I'm going to lean on funny.
Funny, for sure. Well,
and he listened to us. You don't hate women.
Well, he says he loves listening to us to women.
And we're almost perfect.
Yeah, no, he's hilarious, I bet. He's funny. Yeah, okay. So thank you so much for your review. Anyway, also, you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok if you find us funny at Vanderpasta. Sometimes we're hilarious on there. Sometimes
I think I'm the funniest person alive.
Sometimes I get like 10 views, and then I think maybe I'm not that funny. But yeah,
I have a thing to tell you because something happened to me when I was in Europe. So I think I figured out some new things about TikTok.
Oh, that I'm funny or not? It's not about that. It's about TikTok?
Unrelated to... We're funny. TikTok is trying to make us not funny.
Well, I know we're funny because no one had crushes on me growing up. So I'm obviously hilarious. Anyway, and you can join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Let me tell you what you can get. For $1 a month, you get access to all of our fun pre-shows where Meredith and I and sometimes Sarah talk about whatever the hell we want. Also, you get access to any episodes we record early, including this one. For $2 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, when we go back and we watch old seasons, which will be coming up soon, ideally.
A lot coming. I'm excited.
We will do a Bravo after show because we want to make sure those episodes are spoiler free. But we still want to talk about current Bravo news because these Bravo celebrities do not give us a fucking break ever. No. So we got to talk about it. Also, we'll say your name on the podcast. So thank you to Allie, Ashton, Chris. Wait, I have the phonetic spelling for someone. Wait, don't move. No, pause. Meredith, talk about something.
I'm funny. I don't know.
Meredith, talk about something.
No. Speaking of this phonetic spelling, I really appreciate the submission of it because I commented back about this. We want to get people's names right, but the more we think about it, the worse it gets. And obviously, Alicia has to say these twice a week that we appreciate the phonetic spelling, and we don't realize it until we need it.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm going to pick up right where we left off with Sela. I owe you the life, Sela. I'm so sorry. I got it now.
Thank you.
Darby, Dee, Gabriella, Jackie, Jamie, Jennifer, Kirsten, Casey, Kelsey, Kirby, Chrissy, Lady Swamp Witch, Lauren, Lisa, Lindsay with an I, Lindsay with a Y. I obviously can't read. Please excuse me today. Robin, Sammy, Sarah L, Sarah R, Tierney, Tonette, Tracy, Allie, Amber, and Ariane, Emily, Gina, Isabella, Kelly, Lady Nee, Leanne, Lisa, Nina, Taylor, and Tara. So I wish we could end on a stronger note.
No, that's okay.
I'm so sorry that was a little rough.
It's been a tiring season, and the list has really grown this season.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
So it's on me to practice this in the mirror so I can get better.
Who needs nightly affirmations when you can just read a list of names every night?
You should. I should every night do it in a different order so I really memorize everyone.
Oh, but it's ever changing. People can join and...
Well, if you join, I'll just add you to my list and we'll throw you in the mix. We'll see. But thank you so much, everyone who joined. This was a really fun season because we had so many people commenting and so many different opinions. We even had a meetup at some point. It was beautiful. Yes. It was a really fun season. Anyway, so then for $5 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, what else do you get? Oh, live seasons. I mean, we're done with this show now for live seasons, but normally for live seasons, I will post and ask for your questions, comments, opinions, concerns, and then we'll read them on the podcast. Obviously, 'tis paused until we know what's happening to the show. But if there is another season, that will be something. We're also going to revamp the Patreon. So hold your horses, you guys. But also I'll pick a patron of the episode. So it being the last episode of the season, I don't like picking a patron of the episode because I think all of our patrons are amazing. And because I'm lazy. So that's what's happening.
So it's to everyone.
This is to you.
It's to the group. The camaraderie of the group.
Hey, if you're listening to this, this is for you.
This is for you.
You're welcome.
And you're a patron.
Did you ever watch Awkward on MTV?
Yeah, I love that show.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
To all of our patrons.
I just want to shout out the group chat feature. Go hang in there because as we're ending live seasons, we have less to talk about, but fun shit's happening all around Bravo constantly.
I want to start a book club because I'm reading books and I want to know if other people are reading books. You know what? In the off season, Meredith and I will revamp our whole lives. So we'll work on it.
This is our whole life.
Anyway, should we get into the actual episode?
Yeah, let's do it.
Great. Okay, so tonight on the shocking finale. It says shocking. Did you think it was shocking?
No. This was this production company, I need a year off from them. I am so mad at them.
Okay, so it was fine. Anyway, so we pick up right where James and Sandoval left off about arguing about the pets and stuff, and then James has his, I'm galloping so far ahead of you, bruv, I can't even see you in the distance.
Was so happy we got that again.
You're in a swamp, bro. That was great. Anyway, so James asked Sandoval if he's finally sorry for the ultimate betrayal.
I'm like, okay, James, this is where you are being a bit dramatic. It is time to move on.
You know what? If you're hurt, you be as hurt as you want to be. Hell yeah.
Oh my God. Then don't play buddy with him all season. Don't. James, that's what bothers me.
You want to pick a flip-flopper? James will flip his flop however he's feeling. If he is in a good mood, he is with you. If he is in a bad mood, he's against you. And he's just going to flip-flop his way through the season.
What? Again, he just does it in a funnier way than Tina.
But also, the after show, he was very anti-Sandoval the whole time.
What happened since then? Because I think a lot has happened with Sandoval just on his own journey.
I really think
their nuanced friendships.
I really think Sandoval just doesn't keep in touch, and James is very hurt by that. So I think James is fuck this guy.
Their overall connection and time spent and
yeah, I think Sandoval did the whole you're one of my besties and I'm sorry I fucked things up and whatever. And then James never hears from him again. And it's probably you just used me for the show. Yeah. So I think James is fuck you. Anyway, so Sandoval says he didn't apologize immediately for the ultimate betrayal, but instead he brought up what James did with Kristen 10 years ago. And it looks like obviously Sandoval can't take accountability for his actions. No. Sandoval says he apologized for the Kristen comment almost immediately, which, okay, great. And he regrets not talking to James sooner. He was just scared that James would reject him. However, Sandoval doesn't think it's appropriate for James to call it the ultimate betrayal because that was actually Ariana. I was like,
oh, now Sandoval is on Ariana's side. How dare you take that away from Ariana?
Don't you think, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, it seemed like the past two reunion episodes, Sandoval again was just kind of, he's like, I didn't do that much wrong. The world's out to get me, whatever.
Yeah.
And then this episode, he's like, well, I'm Team Ariana too. Like, did it seem like this was just filmed at a different time for him? Like, he just forgot what he's up to?
I always wish they gave us how long it actually took to film the reunion and how much time we're getting and like what time it is during the day, like what hour of filming.
Yeah, like it hit 4 o'clock and he was like, it's time for me to be Team Ariana now.
Well, it's like his self-defenses are broken down just because he's tired or something.
Yeah. He took one of Schwartz's pills from last reunion and now he's like, meds. Actually?
He's like super chill now.
Yeah,
like they've had lunch. He's not hangry anymore.
That's it. He had lunch probably. So James was definitely hurt that Sandoval minimized their friendship. Sandoval says he felt like James was comparing their relationships to like what him and Schwartz have, but that's not it, James.
My God. Like, why do we have to... James never compared it to them. Like, why does Sandoval have to minimize truly everyone?
He's like, I'm sorry for minimizing, but you're actually not that close to me. And then James is like, look, Sandoval has been casting me aside forever. Like that I'm always like the annoying little brother. And James used to play along in it, but now he's like, fuck it. I'm not going to do that anymore. And then James apologizes to Ariana for peeing on her bush. She's fine. So, James made a lot of like worm with a mustache t-shirts. But guys, it was so funny because someone ripped off his design and then sold it themselves. And so he lost out on a lot of profits. And I
think that's so funny that he mentioned that.
I love that he was like, I lost a lot of profits, but like, whatever. Like, okay, calm down. Anyway, okay, let's talk about Brock being taken aback by Ariana when she got triggered at the water tasting. He says it was just surprising that Ariana would react that way. And I was like, bro.
Be upset?
Bro, if I'm Ariana, I kill this man. This man's dead.
What Ariana showed there, I would show every single day. That would be my baseline anger.
The rest of my life.
Yeah.
Like, she is a better woman than me. Because if 1,000%. I have to be in the same house as this man, he's dead.
And he like F's with my dog. I'm not ready to relitigate whose fault truly it is, but something happens to my dog.
He's dead.
Oh, I will serve it way more than that.
I wouldn't have even let him talk. As soon as he said she's referring to me as the dog murderer, I would have been like, shut the fuck up. And I would have just talked over him until he fucking left.
Taser on hands.
Yeah, I just turned with a big machete, chuck it at him. Shut the fuck up.
My God.
Okay, so Ariana has really never been in a room with Sandoval and had a civil conversation. She says she probably never will, honestly. Her cast members think she should obviously move on. Ariana's like, sure, in today's day and age, I should have a better handle on things. But that was 3 months after everything happened. So like, no. And she says she needed to process it. And part of processing it was to like go through all the emotions. But like, here's her castmates forcing her to be further along in the processing stages than she actually was.
It's weird because they're like, be over it. And then if she ever shows emotions or doesn't show emotions, like whatever she's doing is not right to them.
Well, women can't react correctly on this show.
No, they can't. Like, yeah, she's not allowed to have any reaction.
No.
At all. But then also not reacting means that, like, she's just...
Have we thought about...
delusional?
If she doesn't react, there is no show.
I can't wait to get to the end.
Great. Okay.
I can't wait.
Let's just push through because 90% of this reunion, bullshit.
And I've listened to a lot of podcasts. I've really thought about the end of the reunion a lot.
I've done absolutely no homework on it. I just have my own opinion. So
I like
coming
having both.
on it all both ends. Anyway, so then we gotta talk about like Jax Taylor, which I fucking hate. Anyway,
why are we talking about him? I was like, what?
We are not giving this any barely attention. Anyway, so yeah, the boy gang is back together of Schwartz, Sandoval, and Jax. Gross. Sandoval cute, and this is just the first of many. He makes very like weird sexual jokes that makes me incredibly uncomfortable.
I was like, what are we doing?
So
why?
The first,
I hate stuff like this, and I was like, why are we doing this? This isn't even funny.
See, I like when it's fun. Like if James said it off the cuff, he's just funny. Like it would be kind of funny.
It's forced.
But yeah, this is very like Andy's like, hey, what's yours and Jax's relationship now? And Sandoval goes, nothing below the waist.
Okay, I have a question for you. Do you think he's like trying to find like bits that he can put on t-shirts and sell t-shirts? Like it just felt like he was trying to have catchphrases.
Yeah, he's trying to have a catch. Well, Schwartz does that too, where he tries to have like catchphrases sometimes. He surprisingly didn't do it this season, but he's done it in like past reunions. It's a thing. So I think, yeah, he's just trying to like have something catch on. Or
if somebody sees merch with these on it, please share it with me because that's what I think the plan was the whole time.
Also, though, imagine if people were just like in his mind, oh yeah, Sandoval like sucked all season, but he was so funny at the reunion. His jokes like really landed.
Oh, yeah, he sucked all season. Earlier in the actual year in this real timeline, he had all these terrible articles, but don't worry, he was funny, so we all moved on.
He at one point compared his situation to that of George Floyd's. However, so he made a really funny sexual joke about Jax, so all's forgotten.
So I'm just distracted. Smoke and mirrors, baby.
Whatever. Anyway, Jax was on an episode. Sandoval was pissed about it because he hadn't talked to Jax in like 3 years, and all of a sudden Jax knows his psyche. And I was like, well, the both of you have issues,
are very similar. So Jax does understand you.
No, he doesn't. Jax doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, ever.
Jax understands Sandoval more than like any of us could. He's done similar stuff.
Jax doesn't know anything, truly. So if Jax ever talks shit about me, I'd be like, this man barely knows how to put a shirt on. So like,
the way Sandoval is so offended by Jax chiming in when the entire world is, I'm like, that's the one. That's the one guy you care about.
He's actually
CNN,
like a psychopath.
CNN live rent free in Sandoval's brain.
So, Katie also heard rumors that Jax was cheating on Brittany with like a waitress, and then had bathroom sex, which like is Laura Lee back or what? Am I right?
This man loves bathroom sex.
Anyway, it was all online, but I guess Brittany went through his phone and she didn't find anything. But like, obviously, Jax he's a professional. If there's one thing Jax does know, it's cheating. Okay, he's not going to get caught.
I think it's so funny that everybody's like, Sheena's like, yeah, Brittany went through the phone, so it's fine. And everybody's like, yeah, I don't think he was texting.
Brock is sweating. He's like, nah, it's just the phone. Just look at my phone. No, I'm not. I don't think Brock is cheating on Sheena. That was just a joke. It's not going to land with Sheena. Guys. It's just a joke, you guys. Nothing below the waist, okay? Anyway, and then we also hear that Jax and Brittany have not been intimate in a long time. And Lala's like, well, if you're not fucking him, someone else is. And I was like, that seems to be like, these two men have so much in common. That is their way to get women. Like, oh, I do have a girlfriend, but we actually haven't been intimate in a long time. Do you want to sleep with me?
Have you seen everything recently about Jax?
Oh my God, he's out with like that, not his assistant. He already went out with his
assistant. Not the publicist stuff, but we've moved on from that.
Oh, yeah. Now it's a different girl. Like
at Jeremy's birthday, there was some like girl who then was like, oh, I'm pregnant. And Jax released a statement like, I think today saying like, I don't have a girlfriend.
So why was he with this girl?
I don't know, but it looked like in the video that like his hand was around her and she was like in front of him. That's what it looked like to me.
I didn't.
It's weird. It's weird to do it so publicly. Like Brittany has said that they can date during this separation, which like Jax, that's a test, so like, don't do it. But
he's been dating their whole marriage, I bet. So
that's true.
Look. Did I think Jax and Brittany were going to make it? No. Do I care? Not really. What happens to either of them is none of my concern.
I want them to actually get a divorce. I want this to be over. I want Brittany in a better spot. Like, let's move.
But Brittany is not the next Ariana. Don't give her the time of fucking day.
No.
Don't.
I like feel for her because she has a kid the way I felt for like Lala. Like, this sucks. That's terrible. But like, let's move on with it. Keep it rolling.
It's not necessary for me. Anyway, but wow, who would have guessed Jax and Brittany separated? But it's definitely not from cheating, which I would say is bullshit, but whatever.
Well, I don't think it's from cheating either, because I think he did it the entire time. I don't think that's the straw that broke the camel's back.
She's like, I'm fine with the cheating.
She's like, I'm fine with the cheating, don't scream at me.
Anyway, then Lala goes into a whole story about how, like, Brittany was yelling at Lala's mom, and then if it wasn't Brittany, Lala's mom would have smacked a hoe. Shut the fuck up, you white bitch from Utah.
I was like, what does this have to do with anything?
What? Yeah, it was out of nowhere. And she's like, I told Brittany to put Jax on the phone so I could eat him alive. And I was like, what happened to you being soft in your soft girl era?
She's only soft today in her color scheme.
Yeah, no, this was stupid.
Lala kept bringing up such random stuff this entire reunion. I was like, girly, the whole point is to discuss
the things
your storyline.
Yeah.
And you had no storyline. So you're now trying to get like airtime by pulling in random shit.
Also, I hate when she talks like, my mom is going to slap a hoe. Like, shut the fuck up. Just shut up.
Lala, have you slapped anyone in your entire life?
She's never gotten in a physical fight. She can't make a fist. She has too long of nails. She's never popped someone.
I would never hit a pregnant lady, but she's the closest I'm getting.
I would. I would hit anyone, I think, if I needed to.
I was about to say just pregnant women or your prime.
My target is pregnant women only.
All right, we will wait till Lala's pregnancy is over to schedule our LA trip.
You know how in New York, girls were getting punched in the face?
Yep.
I'm that person, but only pregnant women.
I'm so scared to ever get on our TikTok now. That's the way we go viral.
Like just smacking pregnant women in public.
I just always think back to like Stassi's backhanded slap to Kristen. I'm like, that was fucking
good.
Badass.
That was a good one.
I'm like, Stassi would never tout that she would slap someone. She just does it. Lala talks like her bark is bigger than her bite.
I've never put hands on really anyone, honestly.
No.
I don't really believe in physical fighting. I think it's kind of dumb. But
except against pregnant women.
Exactly. Apparently pregnant women. For the record, I've never hit a pregnant woman. If you really want to know the truth, I think pregnancy freaks me out. So I really don't even love looking at pregnant women. So I'm not going to go up to them. You know, so
Alicia's like, I avoid them at all costs.
Yeah, I stand clear.
It wasn't me. If a pregnant lady gets hit in the next
out.
It isn't me.
But I'm just saying I wouldn't discriminate against pregnant women if I'm on a hitting spree. Meredith would, not me. I wouldn't hit children.
Okay, I'm glad we have boundaries.
You know, but I think there are also a lot of pregnant women who could probably beat me up. So.
Yeah, I just think people in general could just.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people in general. I can only win against children, and that's why I don't fight them.
Don't. It's not a fair fight.
It's not. So that's fine. Anyway, should we move on to the actual show?
Let's stop our violent streak.
Anyway, also when we do our LA trip, the best place to poop is the Belmont. So,
oh my god,
if you could put a note.
This is like the best stuff that we got from the reunion.
You could, Meredith, did you write that down? We need that. We need to know. Okay, so. Okay, let's talk about Sandoval and Sheena. They've been through a lot together. So he blocked Summer Moon, which was a crime in itself. Okay,
his explanation does make a lot more sense.
Yeah, he blocked all accounts associated with Sheena. And Brock is still blocked. So that's crazy.
That makes sense too, though, because he probably went and unblocked Sheena, which unblocked everything associated, and Brock's wasn't associated with Sheena.
Oh, is Brock's not associated? If I'm Brock, I wouldn't associate with Sheena.
No, but it's not under the same email. He started his years
it was
ago.
The email. I don't know how you do things.
Yeah, because Sheena created Summer Moon's account. So if somebody went and blocked me and all associated accounts, it would block our podcast Instagram.
Oh.
Because it's, I think, under my email address.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Who has more haters, you or me? Who's going to get
Probably
blocked
me.
more? Should I then put it under my...
I don't think you can change it.
Oh, it's too late, I guess. Whoops.
Summer Moon is always tied to Sheena now.
Well, that's her mother, so...
So that's a warning for everybody who loves Summer Moon but hates Sheena. Make sure whenever you go to block, you don't block connected accounts too.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Also, Summer Moon's a cute kid, so... Anyway,
obsessed with her.
Brock said he saw Sandoval be a better friend to Sheena than Ariana. Brock says it's just because Sheena, throughout her many, many years on the show, has fought with a lot of different women on the cast, almost all of them besides Ariana. And we see like a cute little montage.
I mean, it's true.
We see a montage. But Sandoval has always been there and more vocal about standing up against these women than Ariana has. And that's why he said that. And Ariana says, like, obviously this year has been difficult. Like, I'm just not going to have Sheena's back as much this year. Yeah. And Sheena brings up that Ariana has been very distant even before the season started. And Ariana's like, yeah, when I go through something, I tend to isolate, and that's on me, but it's not against you. And Ariana also saw Sheena say a lot of shit during filming. Yeah. Like the background dancer.
Mm-hmm. And that, what was that comment? I think they get into it later.
Yeah, like, Sandoval being more sad about losing Sheena than Ariana.
Sheena's like, I got asked a question.
Well, Sheena's like, you should watch the show if you're going to comment to me. Which, like, yes, but also she saw that comment wasn't taken out of context.
No.
You were asked a question, do you think this? And you said yes.
And same with the backup dancer. Like, it's not like the context helps you.
Guys, that was a joke. That was a joke.
Like, Sheena crying in bed saying, when is it ever going to be about me? Okay, having the context of Tahoe. But, like, that's not like that was so detrimental about Ariana. No. The other comments, you don't need more context.
You straight attacked her, yeah.
I saw somebody on TikTok that was like, Sheena, you want her to watch more of this show? Like, you want her to see the rest of it? I wouldn't encourage her to do that.
No, I would straight up be like, no, what you've seen is fine. I apologize for my wrongdoing.
You don't need to watch anything else, especially those after shows.
Never. None of it. Don't watch any of it. I love you so much.
We're besties.
So, is Sheena jealous? And Sheena's like, I don't think it's jealousy. But, and I honestly, again, in Sheena's mind, I don't think she thinks it's jealous. I think it comes off as jealousy, but I don't think she's jealous.
I think she's frustrated
but she
with
says,
the situation as a whole.
This I believe. She's like, I have fear of being left out. And she says, call her a pick-me, but she likes getting validation from men and women. And she doesn't want Ariana to go on a journey without her being there.
I think this is truly the crux of her problems and why she's also so flip-floppy. Like, she can't just be like, hey, this is what I really like. This is what we're doing. She's like, hey, what do you guys want to do? I want to be on your life journey. I want to see it all.
Yeah, she, like, if you're doing something, she wants to be there with you to, like.
Or watch you on the Find My Friends. Watch you do it.
Yeah, which I think is an issue in itself that we should be unpacking in therapy. But Sheena also, like, thinks her and Ariana are good right now, even if Ariana doesn't text back. This has been a problem for Sheena. Ariana does not text back a lot, but Sheena's always on her phone. Like, bitch, give me a few.
Okay. I was thinking about that because later Lisa says it, like, you don't ever text me back either. And I'm like, okay, in the stage of life Ariana is at when she filmed this, she is in New York doing 8 productions a week, and there's a 3-hour time difference, which while like that might not be insane to like everybody, the LA life versus New York is different, like for what Ariana is living. Like, she's not staying up till midnight. I mean, she probably is, like, but the minute she gets home from her show, she's probably like crashing, like relaxing, trying to like detox from what, like, performing all night, and probably doesn't want to like put on a show via text and phone calls to all these people.
And you know when she probably texts back is when she wakes up in the morning at, let's say, 8 a.m. and then it's 5 a.m. in LA, so no one's going to text back. But then she, let's just say, as a Broadway star, goes to the theater, has to then warm up, has to get her makeup done. She's probably not concerned about texting anyone fucking back. And then she does her shows, and she does it again. So she's going to text you back once a day.
And you can't have a conversation. Like, I just struggled with me traveling, having conversations with people because my mind wasn't on texting people back. It was on like living my freaking life.
I also nothing more when people are like, "What are you doing right now? What's up?
Oh my God.
We gotta either call me for 5 minutes, but I'm not texting that."
Yeah. Like, if you catch me at the right time and we have like a conversation back and forth, that's great. But sometimes it's just not possible, or that's not the person. Like, Ariana does not strike me as the person who's sitting on her phone for 4 hours a day doing anything.
Well, if you watch this whole cast, no one's really on their phone but Sheena.
Oh my God. It was in the after show too. I finally caught up on all the after shows, and it was, oh wait, no, it was in Secrets Revealed.
Secrets Revealed, she's always on her phone. Anyway.
Yeah.
But Ariana says Sheena is always family and always going to be family. So I think that should be enough for Sheena. But obviously Sheena...
I just think Sheena's insecure in their friendship, feeling left behind. Because she isn't the first to know all these things. And so she thinks that their friendship is different. But to Ariana, it's not. She's busy.
If something happens with Summer Moon, Lala's going to be the first person Sheena calls, not Ariana.
Yes. It's kind of like how Lala was upset with Katie for like Katie having a new number one. But Lala has a new number one.
It just, none of it makes fucking sense.
Like, it's okay if you're not the closest anymore. Unless something big actually did happen, which I guess for Sheena, like, she's stressed about the, like, Tom stuff and, like, how that's playing and if that's affecting, like, where their friendship is now. Like, so she may be overthinking that, but it's okay. It's okay.
Anyway, so then Sheena and Sandoval were almost friends, but then she released that banger Apples. But Sheena has zero regrets because in her words, the song is really good. Listen, I think Apples is a banger. I don't think it's really good. I think it's.
I have no comment.
I think it's hilarious, and it's like the James of songs. It's hilarious, but it's not like good.
Where do you rank Sheena as a singer in the Bravo sphere? And like the performers?
If you were going to say in general, below the ground. But in the Bravo sphere,
she's not on the charts. She's like,
I would say like, I think as far as talent, she's above like the Countess Luann. But I don't think she's as good as Candace from Potomac. Yeah.
Countess Luann just has more gumption though. Like she can put on a show.
Yeah, like Erica Jane, I wouldn't say is the most talented singer, but she could put on a show.
I would give Erica Jane and Candace probably top spots.
But Erica's not like a naturally good singer.
No, but
Sheena's equal to like a Melissa Gorga.
Oh, Melissa Gorga I think is below Sheena. I
would say it's equal. They play the same-ish venues. True. They have the same-ish songs where it's not like they're not like, bad to listen to. They're bangers in the sense that
in the right context.
It comes on at the fucking Bravo club night. I'm jamming.
True.
I need a pick me up. We're drunk at a bar, Meredith, and I play that song. We're jamming out. I'm on my walk. That's not my song.
No, that comes on. I'm like, where's that? I
start laughing. Listen. Good as Gold is a banger. It was just marketed correctly, and it's so good. Apples is equal to that Melissa Gorga song that's like
on display.
I'm on display. Yeah, that one. Each and every day. That's what Apples is to me.
That's the thing. It's got one line you can like remember the exact beat.
Yeah, but I would say Good as Gold is up there for me. Like it's expensive to be me. Like both songs come on, I'm jamming.
True. That's true. We should go by song, not really by
Candace Dillard's actually a really good singer. Like she acapella sometimes. I'm like, oh, she kind of got fucking talent, you know?
Damn.
Yeah, she's good. But Erica Jane, I never want to hear acapella anything.
Oh God.
Does anyone else sing on this network?
Erica Jane is just making me think of JoJo Siwa, and I
yeah, oh my God. That's Mother. That's JoJo's mom, for sure. Yeah, no, that's it.
I mean,
that's what JoJo's turning into, is Erica Jane.
Well, no. JoJo's doing the first of her kind to ever do it.
Yeah, well, her generation. Erica's a different gen.
True.
So, you know, whatever. The fuck. Apples is a, quote, really good song. And so, they're all like, Sandoval, you're also in music. You know, we like write about things we know. And I'm like, Sandoval does covers.
They're like, Sandoval, you should really respect the craft.
Taylor Swift doesn't get made fun. Yes, she does. And also, you're not in that level,
Brock.
sir. Sheena wrote a song called Apples about her ex-friend. Taylor Swift wrote a song.
No. Somebody else wrote this song. Let's all be honest.
Summer Moon wrote the APPLES part. So take it down a notch. Anyway. So, but okay, onward. It's very choppy how we go from thing to thing also. So Brock defended Sandoval all season. Brock just thought Sandoval one day would maybe do the right thing if someone gave him, the support, but he kept fucking it up. But Brock's like, how do you expect someone to change if you're not going to have their back? And I was like, that doesn't make sense.
For me, you have to prove that things are different. I may reach out 1 or 2 times to see, to give you the opportunity.
Well, he says, how is that person going to know they're doing wrong if you're not there?
They're policemen on being a good person.
Right from wrong. Also, the rest of the world has told him he did wrong.
And he didn't listen.
Does he still not know? So, whatever. He thinks everyone deserves to have someone on his side, which I think everyone deserves to have a friend. But Sandoval had Kyle Chen, so that's his friend. You don't need to be his friend. Schwartz,
he has his best friend.
You're good. But Sandoval does thank Brock for having his back. Anyway, has Ariana's opinion of Brock changed watching him fight for Sandoval? And Ariana's literally like, no, because I think Brock has been a lovely husband to Sheena, and like they're great together, and none of us have gone through this before, so we're just navigating it. And I was like,
she's a politician.
Who's her therapist? I need to go.
Also, Brock isn't sitting there like talking about Ariana when he's with Sandoval. Like that's Ariana's big thing. Like,
he has to also said stuff like, you need to show up, Sandoval, or you need to calm down.
Yeah. But like there were evolutions. Like early, week 1 of Sandoval, Ariana's like, I will not have mutual friends with him. And then she's like, that just doesn't work in this show that we operate. And so it's like,
you learn now you grow.
Yeah, she's in the phase of like, keep my name out of your mouth if you're in his presence.
Great. So let's talk about the best relationship Bravo's ever seen, Katie and Sandoval. Now, in case you guys just popped in for seasons 10 and 11, let me tell you, these two have never fucking liked each other. They've always...
Never.
I used to describe them as like siblings, they're like step siblings who fucking hate each other.
Step siblings who are like kind of like competing a little bit for like attention. Not really attention, but like
the attention of Schwartz.
True.
The validation of Schwartz.
It's like to have the last word too. Like the way they argue is so different.
Their personalities just don't.
No, oil and water.
Mesh. Oh, for sure. So did Sandoval contribute to Katie's divorce? Which I would just like to say, finally, Katie's getting to talk about this because this was supposed to be like a season 10 thing, but
yeah,
it was overshined. So yay for Katie. Anyway, Katie says, like, for years, Sandoval talked really badly about her. So obviously that, like, and he talked badly about her to Schwartz. So obviously that could affect Schwartz's opinion on her. And Schwartz is like, it didn't. And I'm like, yeah, right. Okay.
It could affect anyone's opinion, but Schwartz definitely.
Schwartz has no idea which way's up. So yeah, he's listening. Sandoval feels the opposite, to be honest, and the relationship went south because of the Schwartz and Sandy stuff, because Katie was trying to get involved, and he got in business with Schwartz and not Katie, even though they were fucking married.
Sandoval, we have 9 seasons of them together and you and Katie not getting along.
I think though, when Schwartz and Sandy's was happening, I think I did say like, Katie, just take a step back, mostly because like, yeah, let them figure it out. And if it fails, they fail. Like let them just fail at that point.
There was something she did need to take a step back on, but Sandoval still yelled at her for ever talking to her husband about it. And that's where Sandoval
that's where he was wrong. Back.
Like she's allowed to consult things with her husband about his opinion and what's going on with him and everything like that, because like that is kind of your money too. You're married. So like she gets to have those conversations with Schwartz.
I agree.
But like Schwartz needs to show up. It's kind of like what's going on over on Summer House. Like Carl is the problem. Like Schwartz is the problem. You need to be able to communicate on both sides because like you're in a relationship with one and in business with the other. Like, and you have instill confidence in both sides.
Yeah, I think it was the name that I was like, let them name whatever dumb restaurant.
She got
because I was like,
up in arms on that.
They're gonna get customers either way. But then one of them had a fucking affair, so you know.
Schwartz and Sandy's is not that bad of a name.
I mean, it's terrible, but just let them live.
Oh my god, it could be way worse.
Yeah, it's up there with like TGI Fridays. Like it's too big a mouthful, but like we're gonna go, you know. So
at least Schwartz's name was first. Can you imagine Sandy's and Schwartz?
I just think it's because no one ever called this man Sandy. So like,
I agree.
for it to be Sandy, I was like, that's terrible. Anyway, so Schwartz just doesn't like how Katie handles certain situation, and it hurts him that Katie would dehumanize him into someone who doesn't deserve love. And Katie's like, well, you didn't really treat me humanely either. So, no. And then Sandoval's like, Katie, look at how you treat people on a regular basis. And Katie goes, this is where I said, she's so hot. Katie says, owns it. When people want to play in my face, I'm going to treat them exactly how I see it. I don't know, choke. I don't care. And I went, I would choke if Katie told me to. Choke is such a good insult. Just choke.
It's the way she delivers it. Her and Ariana are so calm about everything that they say.
Yes,
she's
like, amazing.
Choke. I don't care.
Yeah, Sandoval's like, you treat people bad. And she goes, choke. Period. That's the full sentence.
Like, I'm pretty sure they had actually put subtitles on it because she said it so calmly.
Yeah, she's like, I don't care, choke. Anyway, Andy's like, I would sue if I was Katie. Because then Andy is like, well, you two really have chemistry. And Sandoval's like, we're going to bang it out later. I would sue. It was terrible.
I have emotional damages I need to report to Bravo.
So let's talk about how Dan came to San Francisco but didn't go out with the group.
I'm so mad about this.
Ariana's basically like, look, it was a last minute trip for him. Also, he's not getting paid, nor does he want to be on the show. Because they're like, Brock didn't get paid. I go, but Brock wanted to be on the show.
I was about to say, I'm sorry, that thirsty ass man you're comparing?
Yeah,
come on.
He wants to be on the show. Dan had every opportunity this season to come on the show, and he could promote his business. He could just whatever. No, he's like, I don't even want to be an influencer. That's fine.
Yeah.
Which is kind of hot. But,
I love it, and I think that's the right man for Ariana. But also, if you are going to say that Dan needs to show up to these group events, why isn't Joe there? She's actually getting paid for this show. Why? Why isn't Kyle Chen or, come on.
So, Lala didn't, because for some reason we have to ask, did Lala think about or want Dan to come? And she says she doesn't care because it was already such a fucking awkward dynamic. Also, Dan has hot hair down to his kneecap. So, he gets a pass.
Okay, why are we asking Lala all these questions about other people's storylines? Oh, that's right, because Lala doesn't have a fucking
She's in charge.
Yeah, she's the voice the narrator
of the season.
But she has nothing going on. So, if she never has one segment except for, actually, yeah, did she have her own segment this entire...
Her baby. Here's the thing, though. All her segments were stuff we didn't see on camera. So, the Katie stuff.
But it's her chiming in on other people's segments. She talks about other people.
Brittany. Yeah, she's the voice of the season, Meredith. Okay, we'd all understand once we watch the reunion. Okay?
She's a voice of the season, not voice of reason, like Andy had said she was.
So, Schwartz in San Francisco asked Katie to rot and scroll and have a one-night stand. And Katie's like, listen, I love to rot and scroll. It's my favorite thing. And as a fellow rotter, I love to rot and watch TV. That's really my thing. I would just like to tell everyone Monday I did not leave my apartment, not once. I did not move from my fucking pajamas.
That's my goal. I have been moving all about for almost 3 weeks. And I can't wait. I was just talking to my therapist today, and she was like, you need to see your friends. And I'm like, abso-fucking-lutely not. My only goal of leaving my apartment is to get food and see my therapist. Yep. You will not see me leave my apartment for the next 48 hours.
Don't have friends while I'm rotting, okay?
No, I'll see them in a week.
I listened to an episode of Katie's podcast, and she talked about rotting and scrolling, and she goes, my favorite thing to do is turn my phone on Do Not Disturb, so I don't even know if people are trying to reach out. And I was like, that's me.
That's my favorite thing about the workday, because I don't care about my job right now, and I have work mode on, and so I don't see text messages, so I can just scroll, watch TV. I feel like I get 8 hours of me time.
I love. So, Katie even says having sex is less intimate than rotting and scrolling.
Yes.
So, like, she would only do that with her ex.
If people saw my TikTok algorithm, I feel like that's a very intimate experience.
Me. Yeah. It's a mix, too. Who knows what I'm getting
Mine makes no sense, and I love it that way.
I know. I'm a mystery. You know how people would never describe us as those mysterious girls? If they saw our TikToks, they'd be like, what are they thinking?
I feel like it would be a really deep look into my psyche. And
I was going to say they'd commit us for sure. It's wild.
Yeah.
So anyway, Lala thinks Katie is the one that got away from Schwartz. Schwartz says he's at peace with the decision to separate, but he does really miss Katie and he sometimes cries about it. And both of them.
Do you believe that? Like, do you think if she was like, hey, I made a mistake, do you think he would get back with her if he didn't have a girlfriend? Because I feel like he would always say he wouldn't get back with her.
I don't think they would get back together. I think at this point it is done, but I think it's sad.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was just one of those things where, like, they spent so much time together. And I think at their core, they really could be, if I think, like, Scandival didn't happen, and I think Raquel was never in the picture with Schwartz, I think these two could be, like, best friends. Yeah. Like, I really think at their core, their relationship was just, they were friends. They rot and scrolled together, and they, like, watched movies, and they, like, farted in each other's faces. Someone you can
really spend time with.
They ate tacos and then couldn't have sex at one time because their insides were on fire. So, like, I think that was just their vibe, but I think that there's no romance there. And I think we saw the romance go away throughout the entire relationship.
I don't think we ever saw it.
He dumped a drink on her head in season 2. There was no romance here. So
that's the stuff that, like, the lifelong watchers understand, and the, like,
no romance.
Recent, hop on.
So, like, but, like, them both getting emotional, right? Like, in this reunion when we're talking about this, it melted my heart. And I think it's just, they're friends. They want to be friends.
I know. I mean, because Katie said, like, they don't look at it like a waste. And it made me be like, you know what? You're right. It was not a waste. Like, you guys are adorable friends.
I think at, like, if I was, like, Katie talking to her therapist, I'd be like, it was a beautiful, like, 12-year best friendship.
Yeah.
And I think it was time to just lose a friend, which is very painful. It's a breakup in itself. But I don't think we were losing romance or anything.
True.
Or, like, sex appeal. I think it was just the love of a friend.
It's kind of like if they had kids, though, they could still be in each other's life.
I think they would be great co-parents. This sounds crazy, but in, like, 10 years, if they still both want kids, they should just they should not have sex. They should do it artificially.
In vitro.
Yeah, but, like, they should be co-parents. I think they would be the best co-parents.
Yeah. I think Schwartz would be a somewhat decent dad, because they talked about, like, Jax is a good dad and, like, really stepped up, and it's wild. I think Schwartz could do that.
I think they would be great co-parents. I really do. Like, I want that for them.
I just need Sandoval out of Schwartz's life.
Yeah. Sandoval needs to die, and then they could be great co-parents. Sandoval cannot be an uncle. He cannot uncle this kid.
Oh my God, how horrifying.
Anyway, so we really got to get in this episode. So we haven't even made it to the fucking thing. Schwartz still has his Bubba tattoo also. So Sheena all season was encouraging Sandoval to apologize. She thought this was what Ariana wanted. It's not what Ariana wanted. But Sheena kept telling Ariana her, like, genuine feelings that she saw in Sandoval and, like, all that stuff. Sheena says she was annoyed at herself for, like, when she watched it. And now she knows, like, Ariana's not her audience. And Ariana's like, look, I give grace. But
yeah, that's all we need. I just need Sheena to learn.
Which I think is great.
Yeah.
Whatever. So, Sandoval, never forget, flew his auto engineer for Sheena, because it would have been a mess, apparently, without it. Who cares?
The way they're acting, like, this man, like, solved world peace over, like, flying the audio
Sheena's like, no,
engineer.
It was the best. Because, like,
thank God he was here. This would have been a disaster.
They didn't have anything. No cables. Nothing.
Nothing.
So, now we finally get to the last few minutes of the episode. of like the finale. They're going to watch it together. So we've seen this a lot, multiple times. We've talked about it. We're not going to talk about the end. I would like to talk about everyone's faces.
The reactions.
Yeah. So immediately it opens up with Sheena like telling Sandoval like she doesn't want to talk to you. She thinks you're performative. She thinks I'm an idiot. We have Ariana then real time looking at Sheena and going like, I don't think you're an idiot. Everyone looks so scared. Katie is like, I'm freaking out, even though Katie and James aren't even in it.
Well, you just never know.
I know.
Like, if they're like, hey, we didn't give you, 5 minutes of footage, I'd be like, fuck, what are we about to see? Like, there's a reason you didn't give it to us.
Yeah, exactly. So Sandoval obviously has his thing where he bashes Ariana. Ariana looks like very confused. Sandoval looks slightly sly, I'll say, and like I don't want to say happy.
He is
like a slight smirk.
He's like smirking, like being like, oh yeah, like this made it. I wonder what they all thought about the episodes they got. Ariana said on Katie's podcast that they were told they weren't given everything and they just kind of like forgot about it, I think. So I think Sandoval was like, hell yeah, this is making it.
Yeah, this is me. So Lala looks crazy with her pursed lips. Like
she's like,
she's like analyzing it.
Her and Sandoval are kind of similar in my book, being like, oh yeah, like here we go, the real stuff.
And then Katie looked like she was just analyzing, like it was game footage. Like she was like staring at her opponents, going, "This is what are they going to do?"
I got to take it all in.
Yeah. And Ariana looks genuinely confused and honestly hurt. Like I wrote, she looks just hurt. Yeah. And then everyone tears up at like the end of an era montage that they give. And then we get
also you got Sheena though. Sheena
looks scared. She kept looking to her side. She's like,
she was clocking. Or first, they announce it, and Sheena is like, "Fuck!" Like the face she makes, like
it's wide-eyed, like long neck, like stiff, and she does the thing where she like turns, like just her eyes move to the side to be like, "What's everyone looking at?"
She kept looking at definitely like Ariana and Lala being like, all right, what are they thinking about this? Because like I think Sheena knew exactly what they were about to play, being like, oh no, I didn't tell her about this.
Well, I think also Ariana or Sheena was probably just like, I don't remember what I said, but I know I didn't.
She remembers.
I didn't walk out after Ariana, so it couldn't be good.
I think she remembers, and I think when she got those episodes, she was like, "Whoa,
yeah, okay, we missed, yeah."
I don't have to tell her about this conversation, and then the minute they start playing it, she's like, fuck.
Well, we also get the hot mic moment where Schwartz was like, oh, it's the end.
They never even talked about that.
Yeah, and Sandoval was like, it was good for me. And then it ends. And immediately Ariana's like, yeah, see? You tried it. You proved me right. So Andy asked for Ariana's reaction. She immediately is very emotional, crying. She says a lot of what was said was really hurtful. That was her being her honest self. She felt hurt deeply, and she's not here for like the Sandoval waterworks shit. So she wasn't going to talk to him. And Sandoval says she knows him well enough to know that this isn't acting. And Ariana goes, I don't. And then
it's kind of scarier if it's not acting.
Yeah, it's crazy. So
like this is actually how you want to treat me, what I just saw. Yeah. Like that was all you.
So Sandoval cries about how Ariana knew him, and she says she doesn't believe that. And he says, like, because what he said about her, like, that's why she wasn't going to talk to him. Like, as soon as she walked away, he turned and was like, if you're not going to film with your ex, get your lazy ass fucking out of here, whatever he said. And Ariana says the worst part is that she didn't do anything to him. And that is how he talks about her. And he proved her point right there. Proved it.
Yep.
And all she wants is for Sandoval to get away from her. And this is where I think Sandoval is genuinely reacting, because I think he's panicking a little.
I think this is the most he's gotten it too.
Yes. And I think when she says, like, I haven't done anything to you, and that is how you talk about me. You proved me right. He is like, oh, fuck. Like, that's his moment of like, okay, now I'm stressed. Because he fully turns in his chair and is like screaming at her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ariana just doesn't want to be in a position where she's forced to do anything, which Sandoval says that's our job. And she says, no, she's not forced to do literally anything.
I'm so over this narrative that she like should do things just because she's on a show. Like, I find that so gross. Like, we all know reality TV now, and the best shows are when you actually like break the fourth wall and are more real. Like, I love like how Teen Mom does their show.
Oh,
like,
I love it.
The producers are involved,
Yeah.
and like it's real conversations actually happening, and it just unfolds naturally.
Well, because you're not pretending they're not there.
Yes.
We always talk. We're like, what about that awkward cameraman that had to go like fucking film this? You know, like,
I know.
It's more real when the producers genuinely are on camera going like, what are your thoughts on this? And then it brings this open dialect of not having to be like, hit our beats.
That's the thing, like, that's what the interview chair is for. Like, for you to actually put together your poised thoughts about what you were thinking and get your, like, funny little quips out and, like, all of that. But, like, I think back to, like, the Lala Joe sit down. Like, come on. In what world did that actually happen? Two producers set that shit up. That was
so
like,
weird.
Come on.
Yeah. So, anyway, Sandoval says he tried to talk to Ariana off camera, and she says no, he didn't, because there was even a moment after Sanford when they were both at the house, they were both in the kitchen, and he could have said something, and he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So Sandoval says, but we need to see the conversations on camera, and Ariana's like, I didn't have the mindset to have a conversation.
No.
So, like, also the last line proves her right over and over again. Like, you were doing it for you, not for me, not for closure, not for the show. It was for you. And,
well, for the show.
Well, yeah. To benefit Sandoval. It was for him.
Yeah.
So she knew she was going to be used, and she was like, this is going to be my crying in Miami moment. And I've been thinking about that for so long.
Oh my God.
How, like, he just wants to talk to her and have like a, did I bring it up on this podcast? I feel like I mentioned it.
I feel like you did.
I've been thinking about this the whole time. Anyway, Sandoval's like, Ariana, I would never do that to you.
Oh, fuck
I would never cheat on you either, but you know.
But I did already, so I won't do it again.
He's like, you know, I'm emotional. And then Katie goes, after lying for 7 months and fucking her friend behind her back, like, your whole double life thing, that's why we don't know you anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
forgive us for not knowing you, because we didn't know you for those 7 months.
And then Ariana says, these are the consequences to your actions towards me.
Yes.
And Sandoval apologizes. He's not asking for forgiveness, but he is sorry, and he regrets it, and he wears it as a badge of shame.
It doesn't feel like it.
He did a New York Times article as a badge of shame. Okay, so Ariana's like, the worst part, also another worst part, she tells Sandoval that he's the one that brought this person into their lives, and now this bitch still talks about Ariana all the time, and he did that, and Ariana just wants to be away from him. And thank God he's like, I'm gonna respect your wishes and give you space.
Oh, I don't believe it for 5 fucking seconds, because at the very end, he doesn't even leave Anne alone. I'm like, if you won't leave your assistant alone, I don't believe you're going to leave Ariana alone.
So annoying. And it was in front of Ariana. Like, just go away, you know? Oh my God.
Just don't be you for 5 fucking minutes.
We're crying. We're begging. Sandoval, go away, please.
Go away.
So Andy's like, anyways, moving on. And so what's Ariana's reaction to what Lala said? And Ariana says it hurt her feelings a lot because she was trying so hard. And like, yeah, it's their jobs to live their lives. And the walkaway was her authentic life. That was what she chose to do. And Schwartz then is like, I actually think the walkaway was earned. I'm now Team Ariana.
Classic Schwartz. I am on your side, I promise.
We're friends again. I love you so much.
Now that I've watched this entire season and I see how the audience is reacting, I'm on your side.
I'm here. He saw Sandoval break down. He's like, fuck, he's switching gears. I got to switch gears.
Aside. He's like, Team Ariana.
He takes off his Team Sandoval shirt, and right under is just Team Ariana. And he's like, I'm right.
God. I just want to see him like storming Sunset Boulevard with the Team Ariana.
Guys, believe me. Believe men. I'm Team Ariana. Ariana says she could have had a conversation for the show, but it wouldn't have been real on her part.
Mm-hmm.
And then like Sheena's reaction to the conversation after Ariana left. And Sheena's like, she knew at the time, like, we had to let Ariana go. But with Lala, Sheena understood Lala's frustration and just wanted to be there for Lala too, because Sheena can't pick a side, as we know. We're not surprised.
No.
We're not surprised at all.
No.
And Lala says, oh my God, you want to talk about someone who's jealous? It's fucking Lala. Lala, it's so obvious. She says when her ex did what he did, she was questioned about it and how could you not see it coming? And of course he's going to cheat on you. And I think it's because we've talked about it a million times, but we didn't know Randall.
No.
We didn't care about Randall.
No.
Also,
the season was also like 7 months after it like happened. So you're not in your Ariana phase.
Yeah, it didn't happen on camera. Truthfully, none of us liked Randall from the beginning.
No.
Sandoval was this show. Like, this was his fucking thing. And we, as an audience, which this is on us because we hated women back in the 2010s, we didn't like Kristen. So we were like, upgrade. And so the star of the show gets an upgrade. It's like and we're like,
fairy tale
great.
couple.
Yeah, it was like, that was great how that happened, you know?
Because we saw it from start to finish.
That's
their
it.
Relationship.
We saw everything. Randall didn't want to be on the show.
Even if we didn't see everything, because people are always like, they hid so much from the show. We saw an arc. We saw the beginning. A storyline arc.
And from what we know, we obviously know nothing what Sandoval does behind closed doors, but he made out with her at the Golden Nugget. And that had seemed it. But Kristen also had cheated on Sandoval with Jack. So it was just kind of a like, we didn't care kind of thing. Yeah. Like Sandoval kind of deserved to move on and just, you know, be happy with someone.
No harm, no foul. There was problems on both sides.
Lala was the mistress.
Yes.
And Randall wasn't on the show, so we made our own assumption.
And she lied about it. She wouldn't let us talk about it. She wouldn't let us be involved.
Yeah, so we figured we didn't know Randall as a good guy. We knew him as the guy who had a mistress with a wife. So when you start dating him, none of us like him. Okay? Like, sorry it didn't work out. I don't know. Pick the guys you're going to hook up with. I don't know what to fucking tell you.
You know what? The best comparison for me about Lala is whenever, because we just watched season 5 in our rewatch, is when Stassi is like lamenting about her breakup with Patrick and he hasn't been on the show yet.
I don't care.
And we're like, this relationship means nothing to us. Like, I'm sorry you're going through it, but like, this isn't interesting to us.
I didn't care for about Stassi's relationship. If you're not going to give it to me, I don't care. And yeah, Randall showed up for like 5 whole minutes and then cheated on you. But we, again, didn't know Randall as a good guy. Now he's the creepy guy who's like playing pickleball with these waiters, you know? Like it never made sense.
It's weird. And even whenever she, like, her breakup season, like right after, it's not like we got anything interesting. She can't share anything interesting about this. And that's just like a product of like what her life is.
Yeah.
And so, like, I honestly think her problem with all of this is rooted in the fact that she can't share anything. She never was, like, I'm going to say allowed to. Like, Randall probably never let her talk about him on the show. You know, think about all those NDAs. He didn't want to be on the show, so he could never be her, like, full-on storyline. Like, she could never do the scenes that other people were doing. And then when the breakup happens, she has 7 months before they film. Like, she talks about it a little bit at the reunion. But, like, she doesn't get her moment. And by that time, like, the news cycle's over. We don't really care as much. We don't
know the girl he cheated on. Like, she wasn't in the group. It hits different. And look,
it hits different. And now she's under legal issues that she can't talk about this shit. So she does not get to, like, I'm going to call it monetize or like utilize this as a storyline. And so she's pissed. And I get that. But that's not Ariana's fault.
I get it. Yeah, but you don't need to openly be jealous. You could be mad at the show, be mad at the audience, be mad at your circumstances.
Be mad at Randall.
Be mad at Randall. You could be mad at us for not having your back the way I think Katie kind of is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very similar. We should have had Katie's back more, but like we just didn't. And that's on us. But like we support her, but her breakup's also different, right? So like each one is just a different thing. This happened to be the perfect time, the perfect situation, the perfect mistress, the perfect home to like kill. You have then the ex-boyfriend in James. Like there was so much going on and we were watching it. We were in it. Like we could see him look at her and be like, was that a moment? They were hooking up. Like we were in it. We lived it.
Truly it.
We lived it with them.
The season airing was an insane perfect storm, so we could like investigate it all. So that's
the Mexico trip. That was
my God,
perfection.
Him slapping her ass.
Oh my God, we lived it. We did not live your breakup. Sorry, not sorry.
It's different,
but don't come for other women because their situations are different.
Yeah,
done.
It's annoying.
Jesus. Anyway, so. Lala's annoyed and they saw how Ariana changed and Lala didn't like that no one else would talk about how Ariana had changed because we're all spending too much time in the comments section.
Can you imagine shaming your friend for like becoming slightly reclusive because she's living in the house with her ex and like has to film this show and like is going through the most traumatic experience 3 months later?
I'd be pissed if I was like Lala or Katie. I'd be like, don't come at me because I didn't want to bring this up to Ariana. I decided it wasn't that fucking serious. Also, if you're going to pretend we don't all gossip about our friends to other friends.
You know who I don't trust with a fucking secret whenever I want to rant about my friends for 5 seconds?
Out me on a reunion.
My God.
Like it could have just been Sheena.
My dad pulls this shit. And I'm like, how dare you turn against me?
So like I can see Sheena being like, it's really frustrating that Ariana's not texting me back. She's like really changed and all this. I could see Katie being like, it's frustrating that she's not at the sandwich shop as more. Like she's really changing priorities or whatever.
Yeah,
and Lala's like, everyone thinks Ariana's fake. And it's like, no, that's not. That wasn't
it's her life is not working perfectly with mine right now.
Yeah,
like that sucks.
So also, Lala's very happy for the opportunity of the show because it's given her a lot. But like someone needs to step to the plate and she cares about her position on the show. So she's going to fight for it.
Alicia?
Meredith has a fist ready to hit a pregnant woman, if you will.
This is when I was like, I could backhand her if I was in person with her. Like, I keep seeing TikToks talking about this whole Lala conversation.
Yeah.
And my biggest one is like, I'm sorry, when is it Ariana's responsibility to show up more because you have nothing to talk about?
Yeah, sorry, your position on the show is in jeopardy. Maybe get interesting.
Yes. And again, I'm really sorry that you cannot talk about like a lot of stuff going on in your life. Like that sucks. But like you're a layered person. Like your life and I'm going to call it her divorce, even though they weren't married. Your life, your divorce, your like parental, whatever. That is a huge part of who you are. But like, Lala, you are more interesting than that. Like you were interesting before you became a mom.
Or also if you're not gonna just be a good B character then. Support it. You don't have to be the center of attention. Be like a Danielle on Summer House or like who Chris was, like a really good B character that we enjoy seeing on our screen because you bring fun.
That's so true.
James is even this season a B character, but he was fun. He was interesting to see. He was funny.
And the best B characters support the A characters. Yeah. They don't fight with the A characters.
Yeah. So Lala was livid and she's sorry if she hurt Ariana's feelings, but she stands by what she said. And Lala is sobbing on a regular basis to Sheena because she loves filming so much and she felt let down by everyone because she was the only one being authentic and no one else was. And she understood where Ariana was coming from. But what Lala didn't understand was why Ariana gets to dictate how this goes down.
You were authentic about the things you were allowed to show. So you're able, like, there's things you don't bring up on the show about your life because illegally you can't. But why can't they decide if they want to talk about things on their own life on this show?
Also, guess what? Ariana gets to dictate how it goes down because it's her fucking life that got destroyed on national television.
Well, okay. And because she's an A character. She is like the centerpiece of this show.
A character. This whole season was about how her and her ex were going to, like, call it what you must, but Sandoval was the other A character in this.
Yes.
Like, you picked a side and you stuck with it. You don't get to have a third A character when there's two sides, okay? We all pick a team.
Lala, babe, I'm sorry. It's because you're not that important. Like, you don't get to make the rules because you're not you've never been the centerpiece.
Nothing. Dictate nothing.
You didn't get a season like this because, like, you weren't that important.
But, like, has
she
ever had an A character story?
That's what I'm saying. Like, she has never gotten to be this person, and that's what she's mad about because she's not that important. Like, I think she's starting to realize, like, she's not the center. Production pretends. I think they placate her, and they're like, oh my God, narrate this. And they, like, are trying to keep her engaged because, like, she is a good character when she can, like, fight back and, like, fight with people and fight with the men.
With production, too, is, like, her other
lately
thing.
Yes, she has been mostly the pawn, but, like, that's not being honest.
You dictate nothing, okay? This was a
read lines, babe,
for Ariana. Yeah, she's gonna dictate it. Sandoval didn't get to dictate it either because he's the villain. Like, do you not know how reality TV works? You say you watch Bravo all the fucking time. Get with it, bitch. Get with it.
Kyle on Beverly Hills. Like, Kyle can call a lot of fucking shots. She gets to not talk about her marriage as much. She's been there
for 12, 13 fucking years.
Mm-hmm.
Her sister is Kathy Hilton. Of course we're not gonna fuck with her. But shut the fuck up, Dorit. Talk about your break-in. Like, Jesus, you know? Like, it's one of those things.
Like, Kyle has served up shit. She's talked about, did I want more from Kyle last season on Beverly Hills? Abso-fucking-lutely I wanted more. But guess what? They're not going to fire her because she didn't give more.
But here's the other thing. Lala is not an OG. If we're going to look at it, Sandoval, Katie, and Sheena, those already have more seniority over how it gets dictated than you. Even Sheena, I would more be like, you could be an A character before Lala. She just won't
speak up for herself.
Well, Sheena at least has a storyline with her OCD and her daughter. And like I would watch Sheena talk about that shit. I can't think of one thing. I don't want to watch Lala do another water tasting. I do not care.
When my sister told me she was on Lala's side,
oh my God, I was
nothing but because she was like, "Oh my God, Ariana needs to show more," and I was like, "What did Ariana like? Where do you feel like Ariana could have shown more outside of that conversation with Sandoval? Where do you feel like she didn't show up for something? She showed up for every group event. But can you tell me what Lala did this season?
Yeah, what was Lala's story?
A water tasting.
She did, yeah.
Also, a sperm party.
I think it hit with us more too because of all the people on this cast that does not want their breakup public. It's Ariana, but she got thrown in it, and now she's got to figure it out. And we've agreed she's not the best reality TV star,
but she has probably given way more than she would have in the past.
And if you talk about the past, we have seen her talk about her father dying. Her grandma died on the show. Basically, she has her body dysmorphia. Yeah. Her depression.
She froze her eggs and with Sandoval season 9.
She's debating if she wants to be a mother or not. These are all things. Lala smacks hoes and I don't know, almost hooked up with Jax and then hooked up with James for a little bit.
And has gotten her sobriety is the only storyline.
The sobriety is good, but I'm over the water tasting.
So okay, lean into the sobriety thing, but not the water tasting. No, thank you. Right.
Anyway, so Ariana responds. She says she doesn't think she's also sobbing during this, which broke my heart. But she goes, she doesn't think she's Beyonce or God, but she sobs on a regular basis, not to Sheena, but alone. And arguably, if you want to talk showbiz, Ariana walking away from that conversation was a lot more interesting than her having it.
Yep.
I agree.
If she would have had that conversation, I would have been like, what the fuck is this?
I don't want a bow tied up on this season. I want anger. I want division.
I want real life. Yeah. They don't talk in real life. They do not see each other. So why would I want them to talk on the finale of all things? If you're going to give me a talk, how about we start off the season and reset boundaries?
Yeah, they should have talked at the beginning.
Which we essentially got as the add-on episode of season 10.
Yeah, and that was it for us. Anyway, Lala doesn't think Sandoval or Ariana have been honest about their relationship and this has been a topic of discussion for a long time.
Like, bring it up in real time then, bitch.
But Ariana says, like, they were in couples therapy. And it could be, like, they've agreed in couples therapy to, like, that's where they're really going to hash their issues. They don't want to do it in front of the camera, which, like, does that suck a little? Yes. But we've also seen them have issues. Mm-hmm. Sure, it hasn't been as public. And, like, would I have loved to see them have more issues? I don't know. Couple dramas, like, gets annoying with me. Unless it's a serious thing. I don't want to see them fight about Love Island again. That didn't do it for me.
I think about Summer House right now. Like, Carl and Lindsay, if they made it, can you imagine having to relive that last summer while you're married?
Yeah, and the whole world comments on it. That'd be wild.
I don't mind that people want some privacy. Related to a show.
It's like Amanda and Kyle. We're all telling her to divorce him.
If I could never be on reality TV, but if I were, I would never blast my relationship so hard as some of these people.
Yeah. Also, like I said, I like interesting relationship dynamics. Like I do find the Carl Lindsay, it's like a very interesting dynamic. But like, unless you're gonna really give me adult relationship problems.
I think Katie and Schwartz like threaded the needle pretty well. Like they would have fights on camera and they would like explore those, but they wouldn't like show. I guess they went to couples therapy like once, but that was kind of a joke. Like they did not get into everything constantly.
No,
it wasn't like their only thing.
Yeah, and I think a show like this, it's a lot harder because cameras aren't rolling 24/7. So you might make up and be like, now we're fine. True. We worked it out, and we might not see that, unfortunately.
And then they like
Summer House is a little easier because you wake up and we see you wake up next to this person and then you're like,
that's so true.
Hey, and it's like, oh no. Also, there's a bug in here. Okay, but anyway, so yeah, Lala's basically like going on and on about how no one's authentic but her, and Katie like steps up and they get in a mini argument, and then Sheena pops in and she's like, look, I saw the relationship like ebb and flow like anyone else. Like, you know, one day they were fighting and the next day they were making out in public. And like Sandoval is like, it was at a music festival and we were rolling. And I was like, sir, you just outed yourself.
Stop.
Like, why do you have to comment? You're doing Molly. Like, calm down over there. Anyway, so Sandoval said, over the years, it was him who had supported the cast and not Ariana. That was in his yelling of like, God. You guys don't know what you're doing. Whatever. Sheena says she thinks that both of them did show up to events for her, and Lala immediately gets mad because Sheena apparently off camera has said otherwise, and Lala gets up because everyone's fake and inauthentic. She throws this whole temper tantrum about how she's the only honest one, and everyone's like, can you just come sit back down?
Okay, she walks so slow off that stage.
She's pregnant in mini heels.
She's like, I'm gonna storm off. And then it's like, she walks so slow. So everybody's like, no, stay. And then she's like, see, I'm not allowed to have a moment.
She doesn't even make it to James by the time she turns back around.
She is so ridiculous about this. It reminds me of Ariana saying, like, if this really mattered to you, you would just do it. Like, if you really need a moment, go have a fucking moment.
Yeah, don't be dramatic about it.
You're not chained to the chair.
Everyone's like, can you just sit down? Like, remember James storming out last season? He stormed. But anyway, so everyone's like, can you just sit down? And she's like, I'm really annoyed. And then Sheena goes, can you just listen? I'm not even done talking. And I was like, no, you're done. And Sheena goes, you're not even letting me talk.
Yeah.
Which I was like, stick up for yourself, Sheena. This bitch just interrupted the fuck out of you and called you fake. And so Sheena says, Andy asked me if there was a time. No, there's not a particular time or whatever.
Specific time I remember. I can't say on June 7th that she didn't show up to my Apple's recording day.
But throughout the season, the many, many seasons, Sandoval has ridden harder than Ariana. And Sheena looks at Lala and is like, now I'm done, basically. So Sheena also Sheena was frustrated at the end of the finale. She says she didn't want Lala to feel alone in her frustration because Lala was very frustrated. And Lala just wants everyone to call out Ariana and stop being afraid of the fucking comment section. And I'm here to tell you, Lala, you should be fucking afraid of us because we're the ones that decide if you have a next season. We're the ones that give the fucking numbers, you dumb bitch.
But also, like, Lala, you are living in the comment section right now. Like, you were the one crying on your Amazon Live saying that we're so mean to you.
Suck it up,
like,
buttercup.
Come on.
Whatever. So, Andy is like, Lisa, remember when you left Beverly Hills and you stepped back and, like, you didn't have a problem with it. So, like, is it wrong if Ariana does it? And Lisa says the reunion is for the cast to come together and reconcile and fight for the friendships on this cast. Yeah. And she didn't see a point in fighting for these friendships, so she did not return. And she finally sticks up for Ariana and says, if Ariana's walking away, that is her decision and that's what she needs. But no one can tell Lisa that Ariana has not shown up and tried.
Yeah.
And
it's a little different to walk off a finale than to not show up at a reunion.
Yeah. Also, the fact that Ariana showed up to the season 10 reunion, that's wild.
Seriously. You can't tell me that girl doesn't show up to shit. Like, come on.
Lisa says she wouldn't have shown up for this fucking season, and sometimes it's okay to walk away. But then Lisa's like, but you should text people back.
Oh my God. I'm like, she's fucking busy, people. She's booked and busy.
So then we go on a break, which is a filmed break, and Lisa goes, I don't even know how to make it better. Do you guys know how to make it better? I was like, God. Jesus. And so Ariana's sobbing, crying, and Katie obviously reaches over and, like, tries to comfort her. And she
while that's happening,
yes,
Sheena gets up and walks over to Lala. Does not address Ariana sobbing.
No. And she goes, are you okay? And Lala's like, there's nothing you can say to me right now.
I'm like,
whatever.
Sheena, don't back down. You're speaking your mind here.
Meanwhile, there's something about her, you know, our two favorite girls, they are showing pure friendship, pure female friendship. Katie is loving Ariana, comforting her, and then Ariana tries to get up and she can't
the comfort
because Katie's earring is stuck on her hair and they can't get it out. So Andy comes over and he's trying to help.
I knew he would never be able to figure it out. He's like, I can't
do it. And he goes, we have to shave your head as a joke. And then Katie's like half laughing, but her ear is stuck. And then they're like, oh no, we can't mess up Ariana's hair. And she's like, mess it up. Just get me out of here.
She's like, get me out of here.
And then they like, whatever. And then Andy's like, Katie, watch out. Your boobs are going to show. And Katie's like, I know. So it was a big mess. But Andy does turn to Ariana and is like, thank God that happened. And she's like, I know. I was on the verge, but that was hilarious. Oh my God. I giggled when it happened too.
I liked it. It's like lighthearted and like cute and about their friendship. But then I had to stare at fucking Sheena and Lala like being concerned about their own life.
Anyway, so final thoughts. Andy brings up like, thank God you and Katie got stuck together. But Ariana's friendships are different with everyone after this. Sandoval doesn't know where he fits in the group after this, but he appreciates everyone who gave him a chance. Lala's honesty has put her friendships with Katie and Ariana in the ER, and she's okay with that.
I'm going to punch her. I'm ready. I'm ready now. I'm ready to punch the pregnant lady.
Well, you could punch Sheena because this was the part I wanted to kill her. Sheena starts crying because this was a challenging summer, but she acknowledges that Lala was her rock. And Sheena apologizes for not speaking up enough.
I'm like, kiss her ass more. Kiss it more.
Guess
like,
what?
Jesus
there are new
Christ.
teams. It's team Katie and Ariana versus Lala and Sheena. And I'm going to go with my elite restaurant owners than these two knockoffs in the back.
Oh my God. But I mean, honestly, Team Ariana or Team Lala and Sheena like are not on good terms. Lala hates Sheena right now. And that's Sheena's best work is she gets to kiss somebody's ass to make them like her.
Yeah. Katie seems lighter. It's nice to see her and Schwartz like being friends and kissing the same girls. Katie goes, I can't wait to meet your new girlfriend, Schwartz. She's hot, right? You said she's hot? And I was like Sandoval's like, well, we'll see what happens. And then Brock's like, Katie's got game. Y'all should be scared, which I would find it hilarious if she hooked up with Schwartz's girlfriend. I don't think she would.
No. But I want to see a picture of her like flirting with Schwartz's girlfriend.
You know what would be even funnier? She doesn't give Schwartz's girlfriend the time of day. She's like, not
Schwartz's
hot enough
girlfriend on Nick Viall's podcast said before Schwartz and her started dating, she has met Katie, just not as Schwartz's girlfriend, like ran into her once, like
as a 22-year-old, because
at a bar or something. Oh, like Katie would never remember it type of moment.
So she's a fan. I love when we bring fans in, you know?
I mean,
whatever. DJ James Kennedy, who's been very quiet this episode, has a residency in Las Vegas. Schwartz reminds everyone that he loves them. And James feels the same way. This is his family.
I actually appreciated this because, like, I need to pretend like this is a friend group.
Yeah. So the ending, we usually have a toast, which Peter brings out, but Peter's not getting paid, so he's not showing up. So we are going to cheers with something about her sandwiches. And Anne is here with Kyle Chan to fucking deliver them, which this man.
Whatever.
What
Two
a
Z
thirst
characters.
trap this dude's trying. Like, Jesus Christ. So Sandoval then makes another joke to Anne. He's like, hey, Anne, you're going to clean up after this, right? Terrible.
I actually am ready to punch that man.
Terrible.
Because he like went in, leaned in, and then like didn't say anything, and then like leaned in again and was like, hey, you gotta clean this up. I was like, not a good enough joke for that moment.
Hey, there's sport. You ready to clean this up afterwards?
I'm like, Anne, file a restraining order now.
Anne literally
it's worth not being on the reunion.
She's like, yeah, okay, I'll clean up.
She's like, yeah, okay.
She's so cute. And then they cheers. And then James goes, Pumptini, which is the best. And then we have the ending, which we see them all leave the reunion. Sheena's sad because Lala's still fucking mad at her.
Sheena's like, I'm just so scared. She's like, yeah, same for I'm just so scared she's mad at me. I'm like, no.
Brock's like, you stood up for yourself, and that's the most anyone can ever hope
I'm like,
for.
Sheena, come on.
Lala
One time in your life, stick up for yourself.
Yeah, so then Lala is so sad that Lisa defended Ariana, and she wasn't treated the same way that Ariana was. Like, Lala,
which a lot of people are saying that like Lisa was on this like train of like fuck Ariana, and then right at the last minute of the reunion like switches her tune, so like it's not pinned on her.
She was Team Tom Sandoval the whole time.
I am here for Lala being mad at Lisa. Yeah. Like, fuck you, you just switched teams, so, like, I get all the hate on this.
I get it, but, like, also, but, like, stop crying in the dressing room, yeah.
That's what happens when your production's puppet, like.
Yep. Like, and then Lala's like, I'm creating life, and I didn't get to walk off the stage when I was uncomfortable, but Ariana gets to walk off.
You could have.
Stop weaponizing your pregnancy.
Stop weaponizing your pregnancy. Stop like acting like you're incompetent. You walk so fucking ass slow. You did not want to.
You could have made it out that door. Jesus.
You wanted the moment, and then you wanted to complain about the moment. Like, no.
Also, can I just say, Lala, again, trying to be an A character, right? If there's one thing about Sheena after all these years, she knows she's never going to be the fucking star. She knows her place. So Sheena's not fucking pissed that anything happened to her because she's like, this is just how every reunion goes for me. Lala should learn how to be more like Sheena, you know? Just
honestly.
Learn your place. So Lala's...
That is my biggest takeaway. Lala, sit down.
Be more like Sheena, yeah. So Lala says it's not an even playing field. And now she cries. And I go, who the fuck told you it was?
That's my thing is like, oh, I'm so sorry that you thought you were number one girl in this group. Audience, you were not even in the top 3.
No, we picked the main players we love, and we did that. And you should have known. We told you who we were going to root for.
And let's remember, she came out swinging after this reunion filming. Like, she was like, you guys are all going to understand. Like, you're foaming out the mouth. Just wait till this reunion. And I'm like, girl.
When has it ever been an even playing field? Stassi assaulted Kristen, and we all still hated Kristen for it.
And we're all like, yeah, show us more.
We hated Katie for like 9 years. For nothing. For just being herself. It's
That's
never
so true.
Been, no, it's not. James, we love James for being the most terrible human. But we
and some
hate
people
Jax
don't,
for
and that's
being
okay.
equally terrible, right? And the Toms are dumb. So who told you this was an even playing field? It's never been. Anyway, Lala cries. It's not fair. And I was like, it's reality TV. No one said it. It's all's fair in love, war, and reality TV. Okay, bitch?
Yeah,
get with it.
Come on. What do you think you're doing?
Anyway, James says, bye, see you in Vegas. Katie and Ariana eat their sandwiches. Lala doesn't care if she hurt anyone's feelings. Fuck Katie and Ariana. And then Sandoval's like, Lala, it's fucking respect here. I got respect for, which is that's when you know it's rock bottom, you know?
Yeah, when Sandoval's like, we're on the same team.
You're me. We're the same.
You're one notch above me, so we're basically the same.
And then Katie and Ariana do a cute little like hug on their way out. That's where we should have ended the season. That should have been.
I agree. Well, Ariana's like, Ariana said on Katie's podcast that Ariana stayed at Katie's house the night before the reunion, and then she like flew immediately home. But like when Ariana's leaving, she's like, I'll see you in a few days. I'm like, I love you too.
I love you. It was so cute. And then Lala gets in her car and she just wants to bake a baby and have a happy life.
Well, she's like, I'm just always going to be honest. And I'm like, okay, but again, after this reunion taped, you unfollowed Katie and Ariana. And instead of just being honest about it, you said it was because like number ratios were off. So like, why don't we just like be fucking honest? But if a camera's not up, then we don't need honesty.
Yeah. Okay, great. That's the end of the season, potentially the end of the show.
I still want to punch some people.
Well, we have some
I'm ready for those. I saw some rolling in and they were good.
Okay, Lady Swamp Witch says, honestly canceled the show. The reunion delivered nothing except patriarchal hate and misogyny. Lala and Sheena's participation in the misogyny disgusts me. Obviously, Scumbag was horrendous. Yeah, it was a stupid reunion.
It was.
Lindsay with an I says, why are we talking about Jax cheating and him and Brittany separating? They're not on the show. Why can't Andy ask relevant questions? All of Andy's questions were, what's your reaction to that? To what part, bitch?
I need someone new.
Me. I'll host these fucking reunions. Meredith comes on. I'm like, we have special guest Meredith, and Meredith just punches one person she wants.
I just like trip people as they're walking on stage.
You would trip a pregnant woman? That's crazy.
No. Because like she could actually injure the baby. If I just punch her in the face, like
baby's fine. Anyway, Lindsay with an I says, then Lala has to bring up some irrelevant feud about a babysitter they share. Why does she always bring it back to her child? Because she weaponizes her children. People online say it too. I found the correct wording to what I wanted to say, and it's weaponizing your child.
Yes. And I every video I saw like that, and I looked at the comments, and people like, moms were like, I'm a mom of 3, and this pisses me off too. I was like, yeah, let's all unite. Let's all unite against Lala. Stupid. It makes me nervous about her ever having a season of like having a kid. She can prance all around a camera.
Okay, Kirsten says, I keep seeing comments on social media that we were going to see a shocking ending, similar to last year's letdown. And the follow-up comments today/yesterday was that it was another Alex Baskin snooze because we already saw the ending. Yeah. But I think the shocker that many are missing is production airing Lala out for the troll that she is. She started the reunion telling Ariana she's got her. Then gets on stage and blast her and call Ariana and Katie out 6 ways to Sunday. Does her fake tears when things aren't going her way, tantrums off stage, tells Andy that she still loves Katie and Ariana, then cuts to backstage where she's ranting about not actually being friends with them and doesn't give a fuck about Katie.
Yes. Yeah, all of that, yes.
You know, yeah, we got it. I wish we were shocked about it, you know? I saw it coming a mile away.
True.
So, Lauren, who is not being honest on the show? Who is being fake? Who is living in the comments? Her last podcast outed that Lala living in the comments, if anyone missed the recaps posted by Vanderpump recaps account. Oh, I did. Is she living in the comments? I'm going to go check it out. That's my favorite.
She cries on her Amazon Live every week about it.
But now it's over, you know? Now I got to see. Kirsten says, I'm so tired of this bitter bullying troll. I cannot believe the restraint that Ariana and Katie had with her. Those women need to teach a master class on how to handle jealous, destructive people. I know, me and Meredith are over here punching pregnant women, so you're right. we got to go to their class.
That's so true.
Lauren says, I'm so tired of all this. I have no more words for the season and this group of people. I do have something more lighthearted, though. My daughter was just confirming how to spell apples. Guess what song I busted out for her? A-P-P-L-E-S. How you like them? She wasn't amused, but I was.
I'm dead.
That's hilarious. Okay, Kelsey says, ugh, my blood is boiling. Lauren from Utah dictated her narrative of Randall for like 5 seasons. What world is she living in? TikTok has done a great job of showing a reel of all the times where she chose the path to speak and what she wanted to speak on.
I went to make one on ourselves, and then I was like, this can take me so much time to pull every receipt and do it justice.
My favorite was someone did one where Lala's yelling and she's like, he did not kill anyone. And then it's all the times like her with Randall and like being like, Randall's the worst or whatever she would say.
Yeah, he didn't kill someone. That's why he's not in fucking prison.
Anyway, Kelsey says Ariana and Katie's relationship is fucking amazing. And the earring caught in the hair was a cute little comic relief moment on the Peacock version. And I hope that something about her is thriving. Lala is a monster and Sheena has no backbone. And it honestly seems like she saw the clip roll and knew she fucked up, but she couldn't backtrack now, knowing that Lala was going to eat her alive. Her need to be accepted, truly a pick-me, is so sad. And we even see it after the reunion wrap when she got mic'd up with Brock. Final thoughts, maybe forever. There should be no more VPR. Give me something about her show and kick Lala and Sheena into the valley to rotten hell. Follow up, please listen to the Disrespectfully podcast this week because it's featuring Ariana and it's the reunion tea we needed because she's seen it all now. She did? I'm going to go watch.
It's nothing groundbreaking, but they just kind of talk about tackling the reunion, how they're never going to be, Ariana and Katie are never going to be like pit bulls at the reunion. Like, they're not here to like argue and like try to get 2 words in. They're just going to sit silently. Like, they don't care what they're like Lala's opinion is of them.
I'll listen anyway because
I would listen, but
they deserve my viewership, and I might listen to if Lala talked about it, I might listen to her, so I got to even out for good karma somewhere, you know.
Or you could just go listen to
the recap. I'm gonna just do the recap one.
Yeah. Right. I know Tierney loves them.
Yeah. So Tierney, speaking of, is our last commenter and says everyone has said everything I was gonna say. A couple thoughts. Andy comparing Ariana to Lisa Vanderpump on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills was great. I'd love to hear if you thought that was a dig or just an opening for Lisa Vanderpump to finally show up for a woman instead of showing her misogyny. Honestly, I think it was Andy was like, hey, who are you to dictate? Yeah. Like almost calling Lisa out to be like all season.
Well, Lisa's done worse. She didn't show up for a reunion.
Yeah, and I also think, like, this is Lisa's show, right? So she wants it to continue. So she wants Ariana to have the conversation with Sandoval. But Andy's probably like, just so you know, you ditched me at a reunion, bro. So
yeah, she showed up here today.
Yeah. And Katie and Schwartz's little moment on the Peacock version was so sweet, and it made me tear up. That wasn't on the real version?
I lately have not been able to watch it live, but it is kind of fun to see the difference of the two.
That was like my favorite part.
That would
Stop cutting Katie. Stop.
Dude, I'm telling you, they're giving some of the best moments on Peacock because they want you to subscribe.
Stop cutting Katie off.
Shout out to the person who gives me Peacock for free. Like, thank you, to my bestie, Katie.
Shout out to Ashley for giving me Peacock for free. I love you, girl. So, Tierney says, I listened disrespectfully, and the part where they discussed the reunion was exactly how I felt with them watching the last scene together. If you haven't listened, I highly recommend it. Final thoughts. Let Lauren go bake her baby and become irrelevant. Sheena is always going to Sheena, even when it comes to Ariana. I never thought that would happen. Katie, Ariana, Dana, James, and Allie deserve a spinoff, and the Toms can fuck off. P.S. Alex Baskin was interviewed and said Sheena and Lauren won't be on The Valley season 2. I love this for them. Evil
won't
laugh.
be cast members. I think they'll still be on it. They just won't be cast members.
Ha ha ha. That's my evil laugh for Tammy.
I think there's going to be another season of Vanderpump. I think it's too hard for them to let go of. Yeah.
What? Do you think Ariana would sign up?
I think whether Ariana's on it or not, they will go forward with it. It gets too many ratings.
Do you think Katie goes on it?
Yeah, but I just don't think she'll give a fuck. No. I think she'll happily take that paycheck and not really do shit.
Do something about her instead. Or not, honestly, and just cancel everyone in LA. Just let us live. Anyway, okay, thank you all so much for your thoughts. It has been a season. We can all agree.
Yes.
It's been a season.
It's been a season.
But this is the end of potentially forever.
Maybe the entire show. Yeah. But if not, or even if it is the end, come join us over on Patreon. We do rewatches and do release them immediately.
Oh my God. We still have 3 more seasons to go?
6 and 7.
Oh, 2 more seasons to go. But as we know, there's 24 episodes in each. So
it'll take us 3 years.
Don't worry. But yeah, do all the things. Check us out. It has been a great season. Thank you to everyone who listened. Thank you to everyone who participated. Yes.
And over on Patreon, we will release the Secrets Revealed. That always stays on Patreon only.
That's right. We're going to do that right after this.
A reason to join just for this month.
Yay. So again, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We love the community we've built. We love everyone who listens. And we hope that whether or not this continues, you continue to subscribe to this podcast because we will never stop talking. So
never.
Enjoy that.
You can't silence us.
Were you silent or were you silenced? Never. But thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thanks for joining. Bye.